It started with a headline so shocking, so surreal, that many fans refreshed their screens, hoping it was a mistake. Diogo Jota, just 28 years old, gone in a violent, fiery car crash in northern Spain. A man at the peak of his powers, fresh off a championship-winning season with Liverpool, a new father, a newlywed, reduced to ashes on a quiet stretch of highway. Alongside him, his brother, his confidant, his blood. Both lives gone in seconds. And just like that, the world of football stood still. People often say athletes are larger than life, that they move like gods, untouchable, immortal. But no one is immune to tragedy. And on that early July morning, a tire blowout on the A52 turned a celebration into catastrophe. The same man who had lifted trophies in front of roaring crowds just weeks earlier was now identified through dental records. His wife, Ruth Cardoso, who had only said "I do" 10 days earlier, was now a widow. Their 3 children, too young to understand the permanence of death, would grow up with memories shaped more by highlights than hugs. In an instant, joy turned to anguish. Hope turned to heartbreak. And the roar of the stadium was replaced by the silence of mourning. Jota wasn't just another footballer. He was electric. Born in Porto in 1996, he carried the relentless work ethic of his city on his back. He wasn't flashy, but he was fierce. He wasn't loud, but his goals screamed. Coaches called him a silent warrior, one who let his boots do the talking. Even as a youth player, those around him could see the spark of greatness. He had that quiet fire, the kind that doesn't burn out easily. His journey to the top wasn't paved in gold. He fought his way through Pacos de Ferreira, earned his stripes in Spain with Atletico Madrid, and on loan to Porto. But it was at Wolverhampton Wanderers that he truly exploded onto the European radar. A spark in the Championship, a flame in the Premier League. And then came the call from Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool was a dream, and Jota lived it fully. He didn't just fit into Klopp's machine, he enhanced it. He brought a hunger that no statistic could measure. In his debut season, he became the fastest Liverpool player to score 10 goals in European competition. He wasn't just scoring, he was winning games, defining moments, turning draws into glory. Fans chanted his name with reverence, and teammates trusted him with the match on the line. He was dependable, relentless, a nightmare for defenders and a gift for supporters. He lifted the FA Cup, the League Cup, and just weeks before his death, he added the Premier League title to his resume, completing his domestic haul. He had conquered England. On the international stage, he was no less brilliant. With 14 goals in 49 appearances for Portugal, he was a mainstay alongside legends like Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes. His pace, vision, and creativity made him a vital piece in the puzzle that was Portugal's golden generation. Jota was poised to be one of the leaders of the national squad heading into the next World Cup. There were whispers that the captain's armband might one day find its way to him. And yet, the man behind the goals was far quieter than the roar he inspired. Jota was known to retreat into the calm of gaming, even owning an esports team and streaming on Twitch. He often spoke about balance, how football was his profession, but family was his peace. Those who knew him personally describe a fiercely loyal son, a devoted partner, and a father who lit up when his kids entered the room. His smile in those candid family photos? That wasn't the Jota you saw on the pitch. That was the real Diogo. Off the field, he preferred solitude to the spotlight. While others chased fame, Jota chased fulfillment. When the news broke, tributes poured in from across the globe. Cristiano Ronaldo posted, "It doesn't make sense. Just now we were together with the national team. Now you're gone." Jamie Carragher wrote, "Absolutely devastated. Thoughts are with Ruth and their children." Gary Neville called it heartbreaking. Former teammates recounted moments in the locker room, late-night training sessions, quiet advice he gave to younger players. Everyone had a story. Everyone had a memory. The impact he made in such a short time was staggering. In Parliament, Lisa Nandy paused to acknowledge the tragedy, sending condolences on behalf of the entire House of Commons. Even rival clubs took to social media, issuing black and white images of Jota, a sign of unity and grief. It was a reminder that some losses transcend rivalry. Football, at its core, is family. But perhaps the most heartbreaking image came not from an official statement or news broadcast, but from a simple Instagram story. A photo of Ruth's wedding dress still hanging in the closet, untouched, unworn since that perfect day 10 days prior. Now a symbol of everything that could have been, should have been, would have been. The silence in that image said more than any eulogy ever could. How do you make sense of a life so full, ending so fast? How do you reconcile the man who scored the winning goal in a title decider with the victim in a charred vehicle, alone on a stretch of road in Zamora? There is no sense to be made. Only stories to be told, memories to be shared, and a legacy to be carried forward. Jota's brother, Felipe, also lost his life that night. He was just 26, a footballer in his own right, playing for FC Penafiel. The two brothers were inseparable, often seen training together, pushing each other, celebrating wins like teammates, not just siblings. Their bond was ironclad. And now, their memory is shared. The football community in Penafiel is reeling, grappling with the sudden loss of a player many believed had untapped potential. For their parents, it is an unthinkable double grief. 2 sons, 1 crash, endless sorrow. In Portugal, murals have begun to appear. Street artists immortalizing the brothers in paint. In Liverpool, fans have been leaving scarves, shirts, and handwritten notes outside Anfield. A city grieving not just a player, but a part of its heart. Candlelight vigils have been held in multiple cities, with supporters singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" under tearful skies. A portion of the stadium has been unofficially renamed by fans as Jota's Corner. This wasn't just about football. It never is. This is about the young boy who chased a ball down narrow alleys in Porto. The teenager who cried after missing a penalty in training. The man who called his mother after every goal. The husband who promised forever. And the father who wanted to see his kids grow up in the stands. It's about the fragility of life. About how fleeting even the brightest lights can be. We often remember players by their stats. 398 club appearances, 136 goals, 66 assists. But the truth is, Diogo Jota will be remembered not by numbers, but by moments. The last-minute equalizer. The goal that silenced Old Trafford. The assist that sparked hope. The moment he took off his shirt, pointed to the sky, and reminded the world why we watch this game. He will live on in chants, in jerseys, in the memories of those lucky enough to have seen him dance past defenders, in the quiet heartbreak of a family forever altered, in the legacy of a man who gave everything to the game, and then was taken from it far too soon. Diogo Jota isn't gone. Not really. Because legends, even the quiet ones, never truly leave us. They echo in every roar of the crowd. Every child pretending to be him in the park. Every clip played back on a rainy night. Every empty seat left for him in the locker room. And as long as the game is played, Diogo Jota's story will be told. Rest in power, Diogo. Rest in power, Andre. You are loved. You are missed. And you will never be forgotten.